friends and colleagues, we are happy to invite Dr. A.M. Palanisamy for our today's guest lecture. He is going to talk on a very interesting topic. It's called Inside Outside in various perspectives, like right from leadership perspective as well as a country's perspective and other perspectives. As told earlier, he's basically a chartered accountant from an agriculturalist family. And then he moved on to engineering and had gone to his factory, the Aerospace Materials Private Limited, in which he is the chairman. And they are making wonderful products for ISRO and DRDO and defense sectors. Apart from which, he is also running some schools on a charity basis in and around Coimbatore. So we are glad to have you here, sir, to hear your interesting lecture. Thank you. Yeah.
I am glad to talk before the August body, and you're all allied people, travel in different domain. And I just want to talk about the inside and outside. The topic was given that I will talk about it in the midst of my talk during my journey. The experience what I have been undergoing in the life journey as well as my career is to be depicted by way of my talk. In between what I learned, I just want to share. It will be helpful for the other entrepreneurs, those who emerge now, those who you want make them to be successful. When we talk about our journey, life is a beautiful platform we all have, sir. It is a do it by ourselves experiment. So we have to do it, we have to plan well, and we can live happily. So what are the things needed? Basically, we have to think about ourselves, what we are, how we are, and why we are. All questions we have to ask ourselves. That's why the topic has come as inside and outside. When you have there are only two factors I concern about it. One is you, I or you, and everything is others. That means the other factor. The other factor includes the whole universe, including all creatures, including parents, including all relationships. So you have only two journey. One is inside journey is inside. That means inner self. The outside is universe, the Paramatma, Atma. And Paramatma, the universe, anything, whatever you say. There is a connection between you and others. Either it might be an industry, or it might be an institution, or it must be your workforce or where you are working. Whatever the area you live in, maintaining your career or whatever it might be. So we should have a peace of mind, and we should have some happiness in work. Then only you can continue with the work where you are. How can you get the happiness in the work? How can you get peace in the work? It's all depending upon what you look for. If you aim for only money, name and firm, then it is not possible. You need not worry about anything, and you just start working as if you are doing your karma. So when you perform your karma, and that too you have to perform in the third level. There are three levels we formulate. One is the orientation to the work. Second one is the concentration. Third one is the meditation level. So when you perform the karma in the dava, that means meditation level, then you are attaining the wholehearted support from your colleagues or from the institution, and you get success. What they call the accomplishment of the deed or the action. That's all. There is no word success or failure. You need not worry about it, because success is only the accomplishment of a deed or an action only. It is a completion, that's all. Failure is the stepping stone of success, the people used to say. And we also failed 117 times before succeeding the carbon cloth first time in 1993, in first time in South Asia. So I was a successful chartered accountant, and I was practicing for about 16 years in Coimbatore, having about 300 to 500 clients. I left all my practice and I came to engineering. It was quite new for me, and I was necessity makes a man to learn. Like that, I was forced to learn because of my founder director and managing director and myself only started this aerospace company, and he passed away by heart attack. So I had to take the responsibility of this company, and we took over, and we traveled along for about 4 years we took, whereas ISRO took about 8 years to develop this carbon cloth. It is a very essential material. It's insulation material for all the rocket nozzles. With that only all rockets fly in the sky or reach its orbit. So for achieving the success of the carbon cloth, we failed 117 times. What did we have? We didn't expect about all my co-directors and all people used to cry every time when we fail. But I used to have the hope that we will succeed. I calculated the views. I traveled inside and find out what is inside, what is our strength. So we are courageous. We are not come with anything, and we are not going with anything. So empty hands, we have come to the world, we are introduced to the world and going away from the world with empty hand. So what we have to do, that is what we started asking ourselves and labeling ourselves and listing out our priorities, what to do, when to do, how to do, and to whom we have to do. So many items we listed out and we started our companies and categories our activities in such a way. Such type of questions made us to give more courage and perseverance and passions. And another thing is another patiently waiting for. So all the three P's are important for any type of activities. This we learned. So we need perseverance. So perseverance, we learned perseverance despite failures. We must have. So we need not worry about it. We are learning it one by one. That is what the technology taught us. So during that process only we learned about chemistry. I started going into the chemistry, organic chemistry and physical chemistry and about engineering, basic engineering and learning little by little. And we started manufacturing our own equipments. Only pilot plant we started and we scaled up from 3 centimeter by 10 centimeter to 3000 times magnitude of 1 meter to 150 meters of fabric. Now we are rolling out and we have different types of process we have we have learned and we have implemented. So that was the thing of how these are all possible. I just asked to myself only because of the intention to win over, not for the money, but for the nation. Some products must fly in the sky that must be given from a rural area, and why not we support? Why not we support India or a science forum? Like that, we took the challenge and we were able to work. And we started our activity in 93 and now we are in 2023, about 30 years are passed over. Now we are able to manufacture rocket motor itself and nozzles. The whole system we can plan, provided the government supports, and we are able to make it. And as a backward integration, we have started our own weaving factory, housing about 12 automatic looms and sectional warping. And we have the full capacity to manufacture about 4 to 5 lakhs meters per month production and it is captive production for our own company. And we have non-conventional power program and windmill and solar system to support our power in order to maintain and for the past 30 years, the unit is able to supply the fabric at the same rate since 1993. This is the major thing you can think. So we have started as a CA and leader of the company. I started reducing my cost of production and increasing the productivity in such a way I can compete any person who comes into our field, and I can reduce my cost and I can sell at the same rate and I can support the country. And we are also making profit and we are paying very good income tax payers, and very genuinely we got lots of awards for that accounting and as well as other areas. This is our journey. And other questions started as a talk for other people. Now there is always there is an urge that why Palanisamy is doing, why Abhimanyu Sir is doing, why not we do like him, or why not we do like Adani, or why not we do like Ambani. Like that, many or Godrej, many thoughts may come to all youngsters or all people. So there, immediately you have to ask yourself, what do you have, what you are equipped with, what is the capacity? When you go for a driving, you must have a car or you must have a journey, you must have a two-wheeler or something else. So are you equipped with? And you want to go in the airplane where other billionaire also travels, you cannot. And when he wants his own airplane, to that capacity you have to travel or you have to equip with. The journey, what they took is forgotten, and don't compare with other people. You have to compare with what is inside your packet and as well as the knowledge in you. These two things are most important for a person to travel the journey of any career for that purpose. So another thing is we need courage. That is one quality. See, what are the qualities we have to acquire? All the qualities you have to list it out, and all demerits or the qualities which pull down, have to list it out, and you have to remove it as quick as possible. You must be optimistic always. As I told you, we are not coming with any purpose. The purpose is listed by you only, and we are following that list. And even if you succeed or not, we are going to have another list, and we follow that list. So that hard, and to achieve all these things, you must be optimistic always, and you must have the hard work. That is most important. Behind all the success of any entrepreneur or anybody else, there must be hard work. Without that, nothing can be proven or succeeded. Hard work, there is no substitute for the hard work. That is the only prime thing is needed. Another thing is, principally, you must have ethically you have to do the business. You need not worry about the other people are doing something. Ethically, your domain and your business must be named as number one in quality or in delivery schedule or in perfectness or in the discipline in the green environment or in tax payment. Everything you must be number one. You need not worry about what the quantum you are making. And in that category, we have been traveling and successfully. So we need not worry about what we are amassing the wealth or name and firm. We don't bother about it. That's what we have told my people also. My team is also working. So we are, and another thing is respecting the people. That's most important. This is what we learned in the journey for about 30 years. There are about 600 people are working in and around our institutions and the factories. We have 3 factories in aerospace and other 2 factories in other sister concerns. And we have about 5 schools, 6 schools, and we have about 5,000 to 6,000 children are studying. So we have a responsibility to take care of the people around us. Then we questioned ourselves, what purpose? Why did we born? What is the purpose of birth? So many questions when we asked from the day one when we started asking the questions of introspection, knowledge when it starts coming at the age of teen. So you start asking yourself, what is your goal and what is your aim and everything, flexible goals or multiplicity of goals, all the things you provide and you work for it and you achieve also sometimes. And sometimes you may not achieve and you can change and you can plan. For all the things you need, a system of planning is needed for India or to preserve the earth. What is the responsibility? Green environment has to be made in India and as well as the earth. And there should be no pollution free India we need. And as well as the economy wise, what you can contribute. It is your responsibility. If you are a businessman, you have to earn and give it to the society and give it to the country. The economy has to be improved to some extent. And it is your responsibility to take care of a few people, all employees, as well as the place where you are born, either your village or the city, or if you are capable of taking over a country, you take over. It is your responsibility to take over, do whatever you want to do. These are the things that are needed for a businessman. See, we all amass wealth and we acquire lots of knowledge. Both things have to be distributed and disseminated as long as you are in the world. Because you cannot carry along with you when the body goes off. So it is a thing we learned and we started doing. Lots of distribution work now we started in giving education to the poor and medical services to the needy. These are all need of the hour. Why do I say all these things? See, when we plan only profit-oriented industry or money-making industry, we will be mad after the money. We will be mad after the name and firm. We will forget about the society what for we live. And one fine morning, you have atrocity of wealth. You don't know how to distribute it. So you must have a plan. We all have a plan for production of wealth. But you must have a plan for distribution of wealth. This is the need of the world. These Western countries people or the US people, already they are in practice. We have to follow. We need not follow them. We have been doing it. But since our economy is growing now, we have to start gearing it up and we have to discharge our duties in such a way. That is another thing. And how do we do all these things? Is it possible? It is all possible, whatever the venture you enter into or the new area you enter into, to your capability, you can approach, you can appoint the right persons in the right place and learn. As a leader of a company or a leader of an institution, you have to learn and you must know about the aspects or the industry phenomena, what's going on, and health phenomena, what your employees undergo. So all in total, you must have the awareness you must have. That is most important. Without that, you cannot carry on the company just like that. So learning is an objective you must have till your journey in the world. So you have to learn. You have to learn through books or media or to your friends or from others, from parents or teachers or from society. You have to learn. That is another thing is most important. Then when we talk about equality, there are also another problems. Many people used to say that I am the leader, I can come only by 5 o'clock, 8 o'clock and leave by 4 o'clock, or I can come by 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock. So as far as we are concerned, the leadership, that means we means, as far as I am talking only about our company principles, only I am just talking. So leadership is not in question. Leadership is not in a question, but is in action. So you need not worry about which chair you sit and which room you sit. What is your position and what you do is most important. That's what every leader has to do. Discern the duties, then only we can have the inclusive growth in the company as well as the wholesome growth in the country we can perform. That is most important. The another thing is when you start doing like that, you have to respect each and every creature in the world. That means you start respecting your employees, you start respecting your people who travel along with you, the whole world, people, everyone is equal. The equality in society, as we named in the constitution, can be rightly pointed out, can be made true as and when you respect wholeheartedly every human being is more than you. Like that, when we think about it, at least we will think about equal. So that aspect we have to inspire. That is the thing I just want to say about the leadership qualities. That is what inside you have to grow all such virtues in the inside. Then only you can come outside and face the outside with your inner potential. That's why I have told about inside and outside. There are only two factors I told you. One factor is yourself, the other factor is totally outside. That means Atma and universe or the Paramatma. Whatever you name it, but the connection must be there and you have to evaluate yourselves. And when you analyze all these things in a single minute before going to bed or before starting your career, then automatically your mind will calm and you can have a compartmentalization of your travel. When you come to the factory, you will wholeheartedly, you will do the karma yoga, as I told you previously. 100% you can concentrate and can deliver the goods in time and you can have a final product. Output will be there. Listen to your conscience and discharge the duties, because conscience always talks truth, right? And it will guide you in the right path. So with that, you can end over to any field. Either it might be a rocketry, or it might be nuclear, or electromagnetism, or in avionics, or in semiconductor, or in what you call MIGLO, the levitation principle. Why levitation principle is not followed, or hyperloop, where the vacuum travel, right? Traveling in vacuum. This was the idea started when I was a young boy. Now it has been brought by Elon Musk. Right? So lots of universe, we are not inventing anything or discovering anything. Everything is available in the universe. It is coming to us as a through our predecessors, or to you, or to the successors. Whoever taps first, he might be called as a discoverer or inventor. That's all. Everything is available in the universe. We have to just tap in. How did you get the knowledge? By closing the eyes, or by reading the books. Before the books, who has taught everything? Right? So like that, when you ask questions, for everything there is an answer. You have inner potential. You have inner abundant knowledge bank. From that you can do wonders. And with that torch, how you can use it? What is the purpose? You are going to start the industry or the institutions or the company or your life, how it is going to be benefited to the society you are doing. You live for your family or for the society or for the village where you belong to or for the city you belong to or for the country or for the whole universe. Which ring you are in, to that extent, your policy plan has to be executed as well as you are in the company. Another thing, my gentlemen, I just want to tell to all my colleagues, friends, you are all sitting over here. If you are in a company, you have partners, you must have amicable relationship. That is the most important. Right? What we learned when we started the company, you have to run like a horse and carry like a donkey. You have to run like a horse means you have to run with the spirit in pulling the cart of your factory or a company or institution. And all the blames you have to carry as a donkey. Right? And you need not worry about, you need not blame about your co-workers. Some may do equivalent to you, some may do 90%, some may do even more than better than you. You need not compare about it. What's your capability? You discharge it and see that the company is for the generation, not for your family, not for his family, not for anybody. That is the mistakes every Indian used to have. That is to be removed. You are creating an asset. It is not for your family. It is for the India. It is for the earth, or it is for the planet. And you have to leave something good to the planet. That is the thing you have to create, and you have to leave it to the society. There is another point I just wanted to say. And I hope I have covered. And another thing I just want to say is most important what we follow. There are 5 principles is most important to protect from the young itself. You have to nurture the children, and you have to bring the children, bring up the children in such a way that, and including us. Most important things, we must have our physical fitness. You must be physically fit, then only we can discharge our duties or do something fruitfully. Then mentally strong. The acumen, I told you, you must have the acumen to have any task of, any performance of the task in such a way of dedication or in medication. So mentally alert, and most important is moral discipline, morally correct, physically fit, mentally alert, morally correct. And these 3 things are pertaining to yourself inside. And when you are connecting to outside, you have to do socially adjustable and emotionally controlled. When you take the other 2 things, because socially you have to adjust and respecting everyone and giving everyone equal responsibility, and don't curse anyone, always bless everyone, don't get anger. So all the things you have to practice, and socially you are adjustable, and you should be leader. When the people say, you don't claim that you are a leader, you don't have a label, but the people should take yourself as a leader by your behavior, by your work, by your nobility, by your humility. It's most important. The other things is emotions. We all, as a human being, we do have emotions. How to control the emotions is another training you have to give. That also he teaches you well. Where you can show your anger, where you have to show your love and affection, where you have to show your compassion, where you have to show your empathy and sympathy. So all the things you have to evaluate yourselves. Am I good in that aspect? Am I good in teaching? Am I good in fellowship? Am I good in charity? Am I good in behaving with, respecting other people, elders, or serving the poor and needy? So all the things you have to list it out, and automatically the 5 principles when we follow, you get good sleep in right time, and you will wake up in right time. Right? What else you need? You all need peace. So peace can automatically come, provided you follow this. See, behind all these things, you also have worries. You also have disturbances. That is only because of your ambitions. So ambitiously, you wanted to do something for that. For that, you have to equip with what is needed to achieve the ambition or the goal. Then you plan, and execute it. And for that, you have to put the hard work and dedication. 100% you will succeed. Without the plan and haphazard way, when you start something, or any upon somebody or copying something, you're not going to succeed, right? You'll end up with loss. So you must have a good plan. You must have a good proposal, and you have to evaluate. If you don't have the capability, you go and talk to some educated person and learn about it and master it. That is most important. So unity is most important among the partnership or the directorship, and we have to evaluate. And the one point is, I told you, the unit lives forever. Whatever the unit you lead or you carry out, and we may come and we may go, but the unit lives forever. That is the attitude you have to maintain. The unit should not go in the middle by small quarrel or misunderstanding. Should not happen among the leadership. So this is what the leadership inside, and how we have to balance, how we have to function, and how we have to evaluate, and all the signs of forces are balancing, and the principle of inertia and motion can be evaluated in our life too. It's all so simple and functional, and we have to see about the functionality and in a beautiful way, and we have to thank the Lord who has given the life to the planet Earth. And I thank my parents for having introduced me to the planet Earth to talk before you, to share my views. We all have purpose to live. We are all happy to live, and we have to make other people to live very happily. Our happiness can be seen by ourselves by seeing the happiness of our colleagues, others, or the people around us. What we can make, how we can make happiness among other people. That is the purpose of life. The service and blessings are the two organs, two responsibilities vested upon every human being. So man is born to serve, and after certain time, and always you are born to bless. So these two things, our journey can be continued. Invention or discovery or doing a company, these are all material. The material success, for the material success, you need some other attributes of the qualities what I tabulated, what we talked about it is most important. So when we know about the inner potential, we can achieve everything outside. So inside and outside, I hope that I have come to you. I have done my justice, I believe. Thank you very much, sir.
You mentioned it was a fantastic presentation we have to identify the potential energy in you, right?
Yes, sir.
How to identify, sir? See, now even for identifying that I am a stronger or a weaker person, I need a guru or a guide, or I need a identifying technique. So in where I am good at and what is my strength. So can you go through that, sir? What was your experience?
When you first you have to believe that your potential is very high and you have the capability of processing something. And when you start believing, your energy level goes up in your brain itself, sir, and you are consciously you will work differently. That means you are listening to the self, and all the questions will be answered from the self, not from your mind outside the self. So you will have a direct connectivity from the self, and you will have some thoughts will come in the reality or in the dream you will be having it. So even the aerospace company, I saw it before when I was practicing in the company. I had a dream that I am going to start aerospace company. It has come true. It is, some people may think that it is a mystery that people are telling. But it is the reality. So how did I get the dream? But then I thought that the same people are coming and I am working, right? After that, since it came in the dream, then I wanted to maintain it. It is given by God. So right, the company is given by God, because I was working as a chartered accountant and I was having a roaring practice. I was earning better than few years. So after starting the company, I struggled like anything. For about 4 years, we didn't have salary. I didn't visit my family for about 4 months. I didn't see my children. We all worked in the we slept in the factory itself. So such things we did, but never thought that I have gone. I was disturbed. I had a agony or like that. We never felt. So when I practice Abhimanyu sir, automatically you will be here the inner voice. Whenever you talk about any topics, I used to give the answer on the spot without knowing what is what. Even Sindal sir also might be asking, sir, how do you say like this? Sir, it is all because we are going immediately to the topic. So when you talk about a car engine, I will immediately think about the car engine. I will go into the car engine and we will find out what is there. So when you talk about rocket, then immediately we go into the rocketry and then science. But for that, I used to read a lot at the night. Even now, I am 70 plus. So now also I used to read not less than 2 hours, 3 hours per day in the night. And most of the time when Sundays I used to read, even now also I used to read about 10 to 15 hours every Sunday I used to read. So lots of things I used to read, either the science or the spirituality or for running the schools, I used to read all books relating to all classes from LKG to 12th standard. And I used to, whenever time permits, I used to go and teach the children. I used to play with the children. I used to run with the children, and the games also I participate with the children, right? So it is all simple life, sir. Life is just like a playground. You are allowed to play, right? For that, you need not have any stress or stiffness. You need not have, right?
Yes.
So when you start practicing, automatically everything will be flown like anything, and we need not have any restriction. I have only limited share in my company. They have confirmed me as a chairmanship from the day one, and they don't ask anything. Whatever I invest in their questions, and I am developing the company. I am giving the company to the bank. Right? I need not worry about today itself. I can walk out and go. Whatever the task we take it, we have to perform it with conscience and with the fruitfulness, and we have to make the other people happy. That is the most. We have seen so many people that are all distress situation. We are all happy people, right? We are all in the very platform.
Relatively, right? We are blessed people.
Yeah, we are all blessed people. Another important things. I just want to tell all entrepreneurs, all scientific. You're all educated, you're all engineers, and you have talents. So we have responsibility of the magnetism is one thing, sir. It is ways we have to work on the magnetism, levitation principle or other magnetism, and how the magnetic force can be used. The force is the main thing what Newton left. After that, we have to think about the science that is most important. Another thing is semiconductor and the material science. We have to play a major role in India, and hardwares we have to make everything in India. Though we have brain drain, we are not the top most people in the Google, and other people are all Sundar Pichai and other people we say. But we must have the factory of our own, and we must employ people, and we must be the manager like Americans, and we must control the other. Why we control? We need not control because we can if we can amass wealth and distribute the other countries where they are poor. So we can uplift the whole country when we have that sources. We have knowledge, but we go and settle for the benefit of selfishness. That is too bad. So all brain drains have to come back to India and see that your village or your country where you are born has to be elevated and for the next generation. This is the thing, sir. And this is the area you can work. Another area is, that is a vacuum, how we can control. And in between, there's lots of sciences from one scientist to another science. Transition period, the theory also is still few things are, I am listing out the tables, few things are amenable for research. After the Nobel Prize level, people can end over. And all the things you have to list out area wise, and we can think about in physics as well as the chemistry and biology. And we can think about artificial intelligence and medical technology. And so robotic surgery and all the things, and even doctors have come with the surgery, where we can use the cryo as well as the hot and cold in between. What will happen if it removes something? And when we have intermediary, when we heat it, the top will be cold and bottom will be hot. Where the transfer of heat will go first, and where how it is manufactured by observes. When we are saying that hot air always goes up and heat always. The cold always takes up the heat, right? So if there is if there is a vacuum, if there is in between, if it's a double wall, so just like a thermoplast, vacuum is in between. So in between, there's lots of scopes are there in between. Just like our body gives lots of information, right? Everything is automized. Even if there is a gas or a water or a liquid formation, everything is being controlled by a biological system. So from that we can learn and we can use it in this area. So lots of science is still available for our inventions or your discoveries.